Hi, and welcome back to my channel. So I'm super excited about this week's catch up with me video. One of these days I'm going to start the video and not say that, but I can't because I'm always excited. So first of all, before I jump right on in, I want to just send out a special prayer for the victims of Hurricane Harvey. As we all know, Texas has just been devastated with all this flooding, and there have been some deaths, and people displaced. And so I just truly, from the bottom of my heart, I want to just issue up a prayer that people will be able to rebuild and move on, and it won't take too much time. And I think the sad thing is that a lot of the people that are involved with the flooding probably had no flood insurance. So that's going to create a whole nother set of problems and issues. But I just want you all as well to, keep them in your prayers because they are really going through a rough time. So we're going to just jump right on in, and I want to show you my planner set up for this week. And you all will know that I've actually written in it, so I'm pretty proud of myself. So that's my medium-sized planner. And as promised last week, bam, I decorated my small planner, and I have stuff written in here as well. So that's that. Next, we're going to talk about, so this is the beginning of a new month. Happy September to each and every one of you. And if you recall, I did a vlog, I want to say it was last Saturday, where I talked about, looking at your third quarter goals, because we are now in the last month of the third quarter. And I wanted you to look at your goals to see where we can make some things happen and end the third quarter on a strong note, because I am always big about ending things on a strong note. So, one of the things that I talked about was I was going to stay away from the scale. Because like I said, the scale can be friendly to you this week and not like you next week. So I just decided, forget it. I'm not doing any more stepping on the scale. I mean, I probably will months from now, but in terms of month to month, I'm going to focus on losing inches. And so, just so you know, that I did on the 1st of September, which was Friday, because I teleworked and I had time to do it. I did get up and I did do my measurements, and I tracked them in my log where I'm keeping all my stuff. And so come October 1, I'll do my measurements again, and then see where I've made some changes. And then of course November, December 1, I'll do the same thing. So I'm really excited about it. And I'll be honest with y'all, it's so hard every time I go in the bathroom and I see that scale. It's so hard for me not to step on it. But like I said, the scale can just frustrate you, and I don't have time for that. So next I wanted to share with you my training progress. So you guys know that I'm in the gym 3 times a week training. Typically Monday is leg day, Wednesday is back, and upper body on Friday. And so I'm really excited because my teammate Nikki happened to be at the gym on last Wednesday, and so she got me set up again with my front squats. So I'm really, really excited about that, and I will be adding my front squats in on my normal leg day. So I'll do my regular squat program, and then I'm going to add in maybe 3 sets of 10 front squats at the end of that. And if you're wondering why, when you do front squats, so like Nikki grasps her bar, her elbows are straight up. I can't do that. So I put them across my shoulders. So the bar is sitting, across here, and I'm holding on to it. So when you're doing front squats, when you go down and come up, you have to sit up straight, because if you have the bar here and you're leaning forward, guess what? The bar is going straight to the floor. So it forces you to sit up straight. And what happens is doing the front squat, your form is locked in there. It transfers over to doing back squats. So I'm really excited about that. And I've had a really great training session the last 2 weeks. And so I decided I'm going to alternate between using my RAM and my slingshot. Maybe next week I'll show you what those look like, because they're in my gym bag, which is actually over there. But I'd have to dig through all that stuff to pull it out. So the RAM in the slingshot, you can Google it. There are two devices that I use. You put them on and they sit like right about here, and it goes over the arms, across my chest to the other arm. And so what it does is it allows me to bench heavier weight. So where I can take 135 and do comfortably 4 to 5 reps with it, I can take the RAM and I can rep it out for 10 or more reps. And then, of course, as the weight goes up, I move into using the slingshot because it's the same thing, but it's much stiffer. So that means it takes more weight to be able to bring the bar down to my chest. So I don't get into using the slingshot until I get up around 185, 195 on up. So my training is coming on great, and I'm really excited about it. So I wanted to give you an update on the Love the Skin You're In workshop. And let's see, going through my notes here. And let's see. So this is what I decided. So let me go into the workshop specifics first. So the cost for the workshop is only going to be $35, okay? And what it includes, we'll have healthy snacks, because y'all know you have to have a snack. I'll have water and iced tea available because, let's face it, we get thirsty. Everyone will receive a t-shirt. Well, let me see. I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about giving everyone a t-shirt that says "Love the Skin You're In." And then, of course, it'll cover your course material, and everyone will receive a journal, and it'll be roughly about the size of this planner, and a pen. Now, the number of attendees, I said the max is 30 will be able to participate in this workshop. And I think, and that's really because if I use the room that I'm thinking about, I probably could get a max of 30 in it, but what I don't want is it to be too crowded and too tight. So for right now, I'm going to work with 30. That's the magic number, but that could change, okay? And so the presenters that I'm going to have to do this workshop, I will ask them to bring their own products to sell or sell their services to the individuals that come to this workshop. Now, that's going to make more sense when I tell you why. So, Love the Skin You're In workshop for adults. So, the keynote speaker, of course, will be me. And there's going to be a makeover presentation. And I'm going to ask Miss Daphne Holman to come and assist me with that. She is my awesome Mary Kay specialist. So I really want her to come and do a facial cleansing system with people, because you'd be surprised how many people don't know how to take care of their skin. But to do that, as well as a little makeup makeover. Now, if we get men to register, which I'm hoping that is the case, then we'll have to do something probably just a little bit different for that, because we don't want to put makeup on them. But they can participate in the, taking care of the skin, cleansing it, and rejuvenating, and all that other good stuff. Because men, yes, you still need to do that. And then I want to have a healthy eating and exercise portion, and I'm going to ask Mr. James Milling to come and do that. And what else? And so the location that I'm looking at is the Holiday Inn Express in Largo, Maryland. The date is to be determined. The time I have from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And so here are the session topics. So the session topics will include taking care of your skin, as I said with Daphne, eating healthy for optimal performance. I love that. So that will be James. And then I will bring it all, bring it full circle with it's me, and I'm me, and that's okay. I love that. I'm me, and that's okay. And so essentially what I will do during that portion of the workshop is just, talking to people to let them know that you are you, just like I'm me, and it's okay. You see what I'm saying? You don't have to be perfect. I want people to understand that you have to love yourself where you are until you get where it is that you want to be. So if you have, let's say, 100 pounds of weight that you need to lose, I need you to focus on loving you the way you are right now, at 300 pounds as you work your way to getting that 100 pounds off. You've got to love yourself. And too many times I meet people that beat themselves up because of who they are, what they look like, where they are right now. You're you. You got to love it right now, because nobody else is going to love it if you can't love yourself. I'm sorry. If you can't love yourself, how can you accept somebody else's love for you? Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about. And then at the end of that session, of course, I will share with the group to check back for details in the following sessions, get back up when life knocks you down, and coaching girls into young ladies and women. And that is something that I just made up on the fly, so I'm not quite sure where that's going to go. Now, there's also going to be a Love the Skin You're In workshop for youth and teens. This part, I hadn't thought about doing initially, but I love it. And so, again, the date is going to be determined. The time, 9 to 3, same location. And so here are our session topics. Feeding your mind healthy thoughts. And I'm going to ask Anthony Robinson, who's a member of my church, to come, because he does a lot with young people, to do that section. And then fueling your body with nutritional foods. I'm going to ask James to come because, again, as a personal trainer, he can really, and he works with young people. In fact, he worked with my twin nephews. They play basketball, and so I really want him to talk to our young people about eating for, for optimal performance and just everyday life. And then again, and then the third topic we're going to cover is dealing with bullies. And I'm seriously thinking about reaching out to a good friend of mine who is with the sheriff's department because he's actually done, I guess he was what you call a resource officer, I'm not sure, but anyway, with the school system. So I'm thinking about asking Mark to come and talk about how to deal with, bullies and peer pressure and all that kind of great stuff, what resources are available to young people. And then, of course, to wrap it up, I will do the I'm me and that's okay. And I thought about adding that piece in because, even as I sit here, I remember as I think back when I was in elementary school, I can't recall not one overweight student in my elementary school. There may have been one, but I just don't recall there ever being one. But as I got older and moved from elementary into middle school and into high school, the dynamics changed and the students weren't the healthiest. Let me just put it that way. And so one of the things that I think young people at this age really need to understand is that none of us are perfect. We're all flawed. Even that little girl or that little boy that looks like, that they probably are voted the most handsome or the most prettiest or whatever, they are still flawed in some way, shape, or form. You may not be able to see it, and guess what? It's not always on the outside. Sometimes it's on the inside that they're flawed. But just helping young people to understand that you're you and you have the love, the you that you are until you get to the next level. So again, if I'm talking to Judy, I don't know who Judy is, but if I'm talking to Judy, Judy's got 60 pounds to lose. Maybe she's got a little belly fat, a little back fat going on, and she's being teased. I need to talk to Judy and say, Judy, guess what? You're special just the way you are, sweetie. Keep your head up. Think positive thoughts. You know what? Instead of when the kids laugh at you, laugh back with them. Because now they're confused. They're wondering, what the heck is she laughing at? I'm laughing at her. Well, guess what? She's laughing at you. So, just that kind of thing to encourage young people that you may not be perfect. None of us are. But you've got to love yourself the way you are until you can get to where it is that you want to be. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. And then, of course, check back for details about the following sessions. And I'm going to be talking to Anthony because I want to talk to him about doing a session on coaching boys into men and also coaching girls into young ladies and women. So that's an update on that. So I'm super excited about it. Some really great things in the works. And let's see what's next on our list. Oh, guess what, you guys? I wanted to share something with you. So I received in the mail the PG Community College non-credit course book. Say that 3 times fast. And so I was reading it on the Metro, and I came across the page where they offer, and I think I knew this, if I'm not mistaken, but they offer a voiceover class. And I thought, oh, that would be so interesting to take. So I decided that I'm going to register for that class, and it's going to be in October. And if memory serves me correctly, I think it's like 55, maybe $75. I'm not sure, but I'm really excited. So of course, when I do that, I have to come back and share that with you guys. But I'm super excited about doing the voiceover class because I really would like to get into doing voiceover work. Next on my list, Domestic Violence Awareness Month. An update on that. Like I said, I'm still looking for 2 individuals to interview for my channel for the month of October, to highlight, not necessarily wanting them to bring up hurtful memories, painful memories, but just talking to my audience and letting them know that, hey, I was a victim of domestic violence, but I survived it. This is how I overcame it. This is what I'm doing now, that kind of thing. And so I'm still looking for 2 people, you guys. So hopefully I can get those 2 people on board in the next couple of weeks, because I really wanted to have the interviews recorded and done before October, just so that they're already uploaded in the queue and ready to go. So I'm still waiting on that. Now, last but certainly not least, I want to share some highlights with you. On Saturday, I attended the Circle of Champions workshop, and that workshop was entitled Create Your Own Profitable Seminars. And so I just wanted to share some highlights. And mind you, we talked about a lot of stuff between 9 and 1:30, but I'm not going to go through everything we talked about, but just some of the takeaways that I wanted to share with you guys. And so the first thing we talked about is that whenever you're doing a seminar or workshop, your audience is the star, not you. So even when I do my YouTube videos, you all are the stars, not me. It's not about me. You all are. So that was very interesting, because I think some people just really hadn't thought about that. And then we talked about why people love seminars, right? So we talked about how people love seminars for the energy, the atmosphere, and the excitement, the information, the revelation, knowledge, and content, networking, making connections, personal transformation and growth. For some people, it's just to get away, to escape reality. If I have a workshop that I'm doing in Cancun, guess what? A lot of people are going to come. Why? Number one, they're coming because they want to get away and turn that workshop into a vacation. Not saying that they're not interested in coming to my seminar, but for them, it's a way to escape and just to get away. Some people come to steal, to grab your information and run with it. And we talked about that. And Bob Yates said he's quite aware of individuals over the years that have come to his workshops. They never buy anything. They add no value, but they come in to see what he's doing, to figure out, well, how can I steal that and do it? And then we also talked about, nothing that we do is brand new. Okay? Everything that we do has already been done. The thing is that you've got to put your own spin on it. Okay, so don't just go to somebody's seminar or workshop, steal what they're doing and run with it and act like it's yours when it's not. Flip that thing around, change it up, add your own spin on it. And then lastly, we talked about people go to seminars to meet the guru, and that guru is you. Okay, and let's see. Why do your own seminars? So the question was, why do your own seminars? And the answer is for the exposure, to transform lives, to attract prospects, to build your brand, create credibility, and to promote your cause. Let me just pause right here for just a second. So when I talked about to build your brand, and in parentheses I have credibility, what I'm talking about is if I've never seen you in my life, and somehow or another I get a flyer about your workshop, and your workshop is $250, right? And even though the subject may be interesting, chances are I'm not going to sign up for that workshop, because let me tell you why. Number one, I don't know you. I've never met you before. I don't know anything about you. So you've not built up credibility with me. So not enough for me to spend $250 to come to your workshop or your seminar. So by having your seminars, especially if you're not charging anything. Now I will say this: I'm not saying do seminars and just do them free all your life, because this is a business, right? But do your initial one where you're not charging anybody. Let people come out to get to meet you, to get to know who you are, and that you're building credibility, so that at the end of that workshop you say, now I'm going to have a follow-up because we didn't get a chance to talk about XYZ, and the next workshop is going to be $20. Bob talked to us about the whole $20, how it's a magical number because the average person has a $20 bill in their wallet. And if you sign up today, that next workshop is only going to be $20. You'd be surprised how many people are going to go into their pockets. You know why? Because number one, they've met you. They see you now as a guru about whatever it is that you were talking about. You've built credibility and you've built a relationship with these people, so they're apt to come back to something else that you're doing. Okay? So, next we talked about 3 lies that we're led to believe, and the first one is that you need credentials in order to do your seminars. That is not true. As long as you know your subject inside and out better than anybody else, you don't need any credentials. You have to be a great speaker. There are a lot of people that speak that are not great speakers, but they're effective speakers because people come and they get something out of whatever they're talking about. And then maybe, they slay the king's English a little bit, because we all do from time to time, but you don't have to be a great speaker. And then the third thing is, my seminar has to be big to be significant. It does not. When you get to Les Brown's level and you're speaking to thousands of people, some of his videos you've actually seen, looks like he's at a football stadium or something. So when you get to that level, that's great. But guess what? If I'm doing a seminar or workshop, or you're doing a seminar or workshop, and all you have is 10 people, that's good. That's good enough. You don't have to speak in front of a crowd of thousands to be significant. You can have 10 people. You can have 20 people. Heck, you can even have 5 people. Okay? Then we talked about ways to make money from free seminars. So number 1, record the event. When you record the event, and when I say record the event, I'm talking about the audio part. Now, I guess you could do a video if you wanted to, but I was mostly speaking of the audio. Record that. Now, guess what? You can make copies of it, package it, and you can sell it. So let's say I'm doing a workshop, right? And I'm speaking to, I'm going to say 10 people. The 10 of you got this workshop live, right? But I can take that audio, burn it, put it out there on my website, and sell it. So now I gave it to 10 people personally, but now I've got thousands of other people that can purchase that same workshop. Now they're going to learn what you learned because it's on the audio file, but they're not going to get the same experience because they weren't physically in the room with me as I was teaching. And then the second thing is, have photos taken from your event with the group. So have someone, and to me, I don't want it scripted. So I'm going to say don't do scripted photos. I mean, you can if you want to, but try to do it where someone's taking a picture of you and it's just natural. You're standing there, you're talking, and maybe the camera person caught you as you were writing something on the board, or someone standing behind you and you see the people in front of you and you're talking and your hands are stretched out because you're making a point. That looks more genuine than the staged kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Number 3, I said video the event. Number 3, video the event. So, again, that's an actual video of the event, not just the audio file. And then number 4, get testimonials from the people that were in that group. Then we talked about 5 keys to profitable seminars. Number 1, a killer topic with a hook. You need a killer topic. You want something that's going to grab people by their shirt and say, hey, you need to come on and be a part of this workshop, okay? And that's a whole nother workshop in itself, creating killer topics. Number 2, killer content. It has to be relevant and valuable. Number 3, you need a hungry audience. Number 4, a killer product with 3 M's. A message, a market, and a match. And my notes here just says, you don't teach one thing and then see them, and then, I'm sorry, you don't teach one thing and then sell your audience something else. So if I'm doing a workshop talking about loving the skin you're in, at the end of that workshop, I'm not going to try to sell you a workbook or DVD on how to fix a flat tire. That's just random, because I didn't mention anything about fixing flat tires in that workshop. So you want to make sure whatever you're selling them, your audience, is relevant to what you talked about. Now, if you're talking about loving the skin you're in, and I have a product called How to Let Go, is that relevant? Well, yeah, because in order to love the skin that I'm in, the skin that you're in, you've got to let go of stuff that people have done and said to you over the years. So I could have that workbook there. I could sell my workshop on how to rise after the fall. I probably won't try and sell a workbook for creating digital products, because that's not what we talked about. You know what I mean? Of course, I can mention that it's out there, but I would not necessarily bring that particular workbook to an event that I was doing, because that's not what I was talking about. And let's see, important dates. So we talked about May 2018 is going to be the Sizzling Communicator Secrets. And that's going to be at the Wyndham Resort in Orlando, Florida. I didn't get an exact date, but it is going to be May 2018. And then something else that's going to be coming up, and as we get closer, I'll share that with you. December the 8th and the 9th, there is going to be a boot camp. And Bob said that you are going to want to make sure you are there. So, of course, as I get the information, I will get it out to you guys. And that's all I have. I know this video was a little longer than I wanted it to be, but I just had so much I wanted to share with you. So as you can see, I've been pretty busy last week. And oh, before I forget, I want to wish each of you a happy Memorial Day today. Enjoy it. For those of you that have little people that are still in school, I believe they do go back to school on tomorrow, maybe Wednesday, depends on where you live. Some have already gone back, but I want you to enjoy your day. Do something constructive. And thank you, as always, to my newest subscribers. Thank you to those of you that continue to support me. I love reading your comments. I love responding to your comments. And I just can't thank you all enough. So, with that being said, we'll catch up again next week. And until then, don't forget to be awesome. Don't forget to create awesome things. Get out there, start living your life. And if you have a business, get out there and start making yourself the guru, if you will, of no matter what it is you're talking about. I don't care if you're talking about the proper way to scoop dog poop. If you are a guru on that, you need to be doing a workshop for those people that have dogs and may need to know a better way of doing it. So that's all I have, you guys. Love you to the moon and back, and we'll talk again next week.